Hi there. This is the optimization group, and we're doing our release for this iteration ending on April 18th. And I'm going to read for Nathan because he is out. He was up to a lot this iteration. We had a couple incidents. One was the nav didn't show. That had to do with using draft content instead of published content. We got that fixed. We also had a blog incident. Delete job ran, deleted a lot of blog posts. And so that was kind of all hands on deck to get that one resolved. Some miscellaneous ones for allowing multiple card groups on the community page, fix some broken links across the site, and then added a marketing ops issue template. And then the big thing he was working on was our Argo blog integration. And I'll let Mateo talk all about that one when he shares. Make sure you show the one post we got that is localized on production. So good work there, Nathan, and I'll pass it off to Philza to read for Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor's out on PTO, starting now and for the next iteration. This past iteration, he worked on the DevSecOps concepts. So he came up with 3 different concepts that he shared with the stakeholders. I think we're going with mostly concept 1, which is sharing part of the survey and then gating the content. And then a bit of concept 2, which is allowing users to be able to select their own filters or their own idea or their own filters based on like their industry or location to be able to show more relevant and personalized data for them. So going with a combination of both of those concepts for the actual DevSecOps survey, which he'll pick back up once he's back next or in the following iteration. Sorry, I closed the I closed the thing. Who's next?
It's me.
Thank you.
Okay, so this iteration I works on updating our next image implementation to help with our site performance. What I focused on was compressing some of our next image tags so that the images are able to load faster. I changed the format for some of those so they're not PNGs and JPEGs anymore, they're web packs. And then I also worked on the second iteration for our href Lang implementation. The focus for that one was to ensure that people who weren't in Germany and France could still see German and French versions of our website. And I also fixed a bug that was within our hreflang implementation. And the final thing I worked on was a confidential issue. I'm still hashing that out, but hopefully that gets shipped before tomorrow. And I lost my board. I think next is Mateo.
I can go next. So this iteration, first I was working on the incident of the nav. Managed to solve that through a retry limit increase. Then also updated the blog RSS feed because we still had the old one showing up, the /blog atom XML. That one is gone now, and only the one that had the 6,000 followers is up now. And then I was also working on the Argo integration. I can share my screen and show a couple of things. So a bunch of small issues to prepare the blog environment for Argo integration. The content types, I installed the merge tool in the blog space so we can move content types across environments easy. And all the preparations needed for this. We can now have the localized blog posts. This is one that's live. This is the one that we were testing with. It's a small one, didn't need a lot of translation, just a subtitle and an image. And currently in review, we have a bunch of other updates for localization, such as these things here, where they are showing up in English, in the French version, I already have an MR to localize all of these pieces of static text that do not live in Contentful. This will be done through the Nux I18N package, which will read a JSON file. Also, the dropdown here for the language selection, there's also an MR for that. That is already working. That requires some code changes for the nav package to get it to work with the blog because of the extra piece of URL that the blog has on every page. I'm also working on a solution for the incident we had with the delete job where it deleted a bunch of stuff that it wasn't supposed to. So this is a safety net for this where if the blog post, if the delete job will delete more than a certain number of pages, right now I have it at 15, then it will abort. It will fail the job and let us know that something is going on there before actually blowing up things in production. So yeah, this was a busy iteration with this, but the Argo team should be ready for all the integrations. And yeah, I'll pass it over to John.
Thank you. Mine is a little complicated task. So this iteration, I work mostly, or my only focus was to fetch a single request for the navigation data in Vice Experience. It was more complicated than expected, but I am right now real close. I hope to close it today. And the good thing is that instead of doing a lot of the same requests for the navigation in all the pages that we have in Vice Experience, we are going to only fetch one single request for everything. So I found out that we can save some seconds in our build. So if these go through and work, we can reduce the build time by some seconds. I hope it optimize our build, and that's it for me. It was very complicated because of some recursive stuff that I did, but I'm pretty close. That's it for my iteration. I'm passing it back to Lauren.
All right. Good stuff. We'll work on fetching that nav once. We got our first Argo in. We've got href lang iteration, and we're working on the next steps for GitLab Duo. All right, we'll see everyone for next iteration.
Just before we break,
Yeah.
just wanted to mention I missed something. We updated the logic in the blog to support a single language, so only Japanese, only French blog posts. And the reason I wanted to mention this is because Contentful is doing some beta testing and a new update that should let us remove this. So it's a temporary fix because we will get async publishing in Contentful hopefully next month.
Yay. But before then, we'll be able to publish a Japanese only blog post, which is super helpful. Okay, for real. See you next time.